Hey everybody, hope you're doing well this week. The leisure service experience I wanted to talk about was lift tickets for like downhill skiing during the winter. I feel like majority of the time they range from like 60 to like $120 around here, which like in terms of like skiing isn't like absolutely insane, but like every time I buy like a lift ticket, I'm like unhappy that I have to buy a lift ticket. And I think it's just like because it's like, oh, I get like I'm spending like $120 to like go to this like really cool like ski hill, and it's crowded. There's so many people. Granted, it is the weekend, but like also ticket prices are more expensive on the weekend, because that's when more people are free. And I always like I enjoy skiing, but like I think sometimes for like the worst ski hills, the ones that aren't as good or whatever, it's just like, I pay like 120 or like 60 to $80 or something, and then I'm able to do all the hills and like kind of do everything within like 4 to 6 hours. And like I don't know, I maybe I'm not that much of a skier, but like I kind of just get like bored, and it kind of gets a little mundane of like doing the same things over and over again. I will say, like, like at the bigger ski hills where it is more expensive, I think price is better there. Or at least it seems more fair to be paying more for more stuff. It takes me longer to get through all of it. And like a lot of the runs I find more enjoyment out of, but like those like smaller like ski hills, or like the smaller resorts or whatever, um I feel like even though like it's a little bit less money, it's just like it seems more unfair because they offer less, and it's like typically around like just as crowded for like at least what the size of the resort is. Um so I would kind of say it's like a combination of like pricing, like concentration of visitors, and like the difficulty or levels that it like has to offer, and like the variety, um that kind of like goes into this price of fairness for me, where I think you can charge more, if you like have like a really good park or whatever. And like if it's big enough, even though there's a lot of people there, it feels a little bit more spread out. But like at smaller places, I feel like the price seems more unfair because there's less to offer, and it feels more crowded because the concentration is in a smaller spot, I suppose. Um, how do you believe perceptions of unfairness influence consumer behavior? At least for me, I think, I guess what I was kind of getting from the readings and stuff is that, like, if the more people like perceive it as unfair for A, B, or C reason, like kind of how I was saying, like I'm like, oh, the price seems unfair because it's not really there if it's not offering much. Um, I think that can like influence consumer behavior into being like, oh, I don't want to purchase that thing. Um, Whereas in last week I was talking about kind of like our camp and like pricing and stuff, and like even though like camp is becoming a greater cost, and it's also getting more oversaturated, and like our programming really hasn't changed, so there's it's not like really like up to date. It's not that exciting. It's like the same thing from like 10, 20 years ago. Like parents are still paying for their kids to go to camp, and we keep seeing more and more parents paying to send their kids to camp because it's right next to the cities where childcare during the summer is like very needed. So in terms of that, where it's like, yes, this is a fair pricing because I'm getting childcare out of it. Whereas when I go skiing, I'm kind of like, well, if I'm not getting the skiing opportunity I'm looking for, rather than like the camp experience that like kids are getting, like it's not really worth it to me. But yeah, I hope you all have a good week. Yeah.